Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, and for today's look I'm doing a soft Valentine's Day look. I think this is pretty easy to achieve. Anybody can wear it, even if you don't wear makeup usually. I'm gonna keep this intro pretty short, so yeah, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I've already primed my eyes with the Maybelline the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in Fair. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna use the Dust of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette and the Baked Browns palette, and I'm gonna take this second shade right here, which is a mauve pink color, and then to kind of warm it up just a little bit, I'm gonna go in with the Baked Browns palette and go in with the third shade that's more of a pink brown, and we're gonna take that right into our crease. But when we take this into our crease, we're gonna kind of go just above our crease to kind of create the illusion that we have bigger eyes. So I'm just gonna mix those two shades together on a Morphe M441, which is just a big fluffy brush. And we're just gonna take that right into our crease. Again, keeping it just a little bit above our crease. I'm just going in windshield wiper and circular motions just to blend this out and make it just a little bit easier. More like a softer Valentine's Day look. Okay, so that's good. We're going to take the same brush, the same M441, and now we're going to go in with this shade right here in the Blushing Berries palette, also by Dust of Colors, and we're just going to go in with that shade. It's a little bit more pink. We're also going to mix it with that same first color that we went in with, that second pink, and just mix those two together to keep it pink, but to just keep adding a little bit more definition. I'm taking it a little bit further outwards and kind of up into the brow a little bit. Just like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those same two colors that we've been using and then just a hint of this third shade, because it is a little bit more of a gray mauve and we want to keep it a little bit more pink, and just brush that into our outer corner. And also taking it up into our crease. I'm not doing a cut crease or anything, we're just defining the crease and adding some color and making it a little bit more pink. So we're gonna go in with this M433, just because even though I usually would use this for the crease, I'm actually gonna apply this with use this to apply my lid shade, just because it'll apply a little bit more softer and not so opaque. So I'm gonna go back in with the Marvelous Mauves and go in with this third shade right here, which is just a light pink, and just tap that onto our lid shade. Our lid. Just a little bit. And I'm actually gonna go back into that M441, and just to make this a little bit more pink, I'm gonna go in with this like cranberry color right there, third one, in the Blushing Berries palette. And I want this like light, just a light wash of this color. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go in with the clean brush. This doesn't have anything on it, and we're just gonna blend that together. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, just to add a little bit more definition, is we're gonna go in with the flat definer brush. This is the M432, and we're gonna go in with the Marvelous Mauves and go in with this dark shade right here. I don't want it too dark, I want to keep it pretty soft, but I do want to add just a little bit more definition. and just make it a little bit more smoky. So we're just gonna line the top of our lash line with this and kind of flick that up once you get to the outer corner, just to add some definition. And then we're gonna go in with the M506, which is just a small fluffy brush, and just blend that out. And what I want to keep doing is just adding more color until we get to the way we want it. So I'm just gonna go back in with that shade and just add a little bit more color. And now I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more, just a little darker shade in the Blush and Berries palette, and just line that lightly. And now we're gonna go in with the M506, and just ever so lightly go in with that first shade we used to line our lash line, and just put that right into our crease, just to kind of bring that all together. And it will define our crease a little bit more. And then going back in with the M441 and just blending that together again. So now we're just gonna add some mascara. I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise and just coat my lashes. I don't wear falsies, but if you would like to put on falsies now, you could. Okay, so now that we've finished our eyes, we're gonna go ahead and start on our face. And just put my hair behind me. And to prime, I'm gonna use the Smashbox Primerizer. I do have oily skin, but since it's winter and your skin gets a little bit more dry, I can use this. I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus foundation, and mine is in Porcelain. I'm just gonna dot this all over my face. I really like this foundation. I think it has good coverage and it lasts a long time on me. And it's only $4, maybe $5. So if you're looking for a good cheap foundation, this is a really good one. So I'm gonna go in with, I think, a brush. This is the M439, and I'm just gonna blend that out. Now that I've got that blended in with my brush, I'm just gonna go over it with my sponge just to perfect it and make it look a little bit better. Make sure there's no streaks. Just really blend it in. So now for concealer, we're just gonna use the same one that we primed our eyes with. We're just gonna go with the Line by Maybelline. I don't take it all the way up underneath my eye, just because I don't want it to get too cakey underneath there. Bringing it up on the sides of my nose and down my nose. And that's all I put it on. I don't put it on my chin or my forehead because I don't want it to get too cakey, and I feel like sometimes if I put it on my forehead or my chin, it gets a little, it's like too much product. But we're just gonna, I'm gonna let that dry for just a few minutes. I'm gonna come back and blend it out. Okay, so that concealer has been sitting for a few minutes, and I'm just gonna go in with my sponge. Is it my sponge? Yeah. In with my sponge and just blend that out. So if you let your concealer sit for a few minutes, it kind of just dries down a little bit. It makes it more full coverage. like to do my concealer in a triangle shape to really lift the eye and then bring it out. See how that just looks more brighter and just looks more lifted. Okay, so now that we have that concealer laid down, I'm gonna go ahead and set that concealer. So I'm just gonna set it with the a powder, and then later I'll go ahead and go and bake that underneath my eye just to make it last a little bit longer and to make it look a little bit more airbrushed. So for powder, I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder in translucent. I'm just gonna take this on a E3 brush, and I'm gonna go back in with my sponge and just blend out any creases and just look up and set underneath my eye. With the Physicians Formula bronzer, and I think this is the light one, and obviously I really like this bronzer. If you really want a good drugstore bronzer and you haven't tried this one, I would definitely recommend it. I think they came out with more colors since their first shade. I think they just used to have one shade. I'm gonna put that on my cheeks. I don't really care if I'm messy with this bronzer. We are going to clean it up when we bake. And this brush is the M527. So now for contour, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia contour kit. And I'm going to go in with this middle shade right here, which is just more of a gray tone. And I'm going to go in with this M528, which is just kind of a pointed brush to really get into the shapes, your cheekbones, to really carve out your cheeks. So now that we've finished all that, we're gonna go ahead and bake, and I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, the loose one, and this one is in Fair. I'm gonna go in with the damp sponge and just apply that underneath my eyes. And go underneath my contour just to clean it up. And then I'm going to go on my chin, basically my whole face, and then my forehead. Just the places that I get oily that sit for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lash line. Okay, so I'm just going to go with that M506 brush, which is just that small blending brush. And I'm just going to go in with literally all the shades that we just put on our crease onto our bottom lash line, and kind of just mixing them all together. And then I'm gonna go with that flat definer brush. If I can find it. Okay. I'm gonna go in with the shade that we lined our lash line with and go right up on my lashes. Just keep on getting to the outer part of my lashes. and then just blend that out with that same brush. Okay, for my inner corner highlight, I think I'm going to go in with the Moonchild palette from Anastasia. I'm going to go in with the, I think I want to go in with the Pink Heart shade, which is a duochrome pink shade. And I'm going to take that on the E36. And I'm just going to spray this just a little bit with my MAC Fix Plus. Just so it's a little bit more vibrant. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and take this bake off. So I'm actually gonna push this in with my sponge, just because it'll make it look a lot more airbrushed. But then I'm also gonna go ahead and take the brush that this E3 brush, the same one we put the powder on with, and brush any excess powder off. And I've seen that tip from Makeup Shayla, and I love this tip now because it makes my skin look so flawless. And I'm kind of pushing when I'm brushing that off. Now I'm going to go back in with that bronzer brush just to make sure there's no lines. Nothing's a little too harsh. I'm going to spray my face with the MAC Fix Plus, just to combine all those powders together, make it look a little less powdery. And now I'm going to go with my highlight. I'm going to use the MAC Real Glow highlight, no, MAC Hyper Real Glow, and I'm going to go in with this first shade right here. This is more of the Rose Gold palette, and I know they have a gold one. And I'm just going to use the R36, again spray my brush, and just take this onto my cheeks, bringing it up on our temples and above our brow. Okay, so now I'm actually going to contour my nose, and don't judge me, I am not an expert at contouring my nose. I don't even really do it. I just like to add just a little color. But honestly, if I didn't do it, no one would probably really notice. This is just a really fluffy pointy brush, which I know this is a little bit big for most people, but I'm gonna start off in my brow. I'm using more of the pointy shade, the pointy side. I'm kind of blending it into our shadow. Like that. And there you go. And then I'm just gonna go over with my sponge, make sure there's no harsh lines, not just too striped down my nose. And then I'm going to highlight my nose, and I'm going to use that same highlighter on that E36 brush. If you want a great brush for highlighting your nose or highlighting your inner corner or your brow bone, this is a really nice brush to use. So now before we spray our face, we're going to go in with blush. I'm going to use the Milani Luminoso blush. And I'm just going to blend my bronzer and my highlight together with this. I've become such a blush person. I used to hate blush, but now I love it. I'm blending more back here than on the apples of my cheeks. Set our face. I'm gonna use the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and I love this setting spray. I have oily skin. I feel like it keeps my makeup on longer. It makes it look more like skin and not so powdery, and I just love this spray, and it's only $8. I don't really know, but I know it's cheap, so. And then I'm just gonna fade herself. Oh dear, maybe here. That we've done that. We can now put on lower mascara. And I'm just gonna use the same mascara as I used on top. And just put that on my lower lash line. Oh. Okay, so I'm actually gonna take the MAC Naked Liner. I think this is actually a lip liner, but I'm gonna take it into my waterline. I don't like that. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. Very soft, kind of natural Valentine's Day look. It took me 5 years to come up with a lip, so I finally decided on Truffle and Nude Chica from Dose of Colors. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!